All right, so the Blue Peter goes up. The Blue Peter goes up, and away go the juniors, the Total Transport Junior Series. It's train wreck there. Leo Van Krimpen will be the last one away. Red back there, and Bayonet. They'll just go and link up with the start boat. So conditions trying for everybody, but they're looking pretty good so far. There's a walk around the pits this morning and all the hands went up. The only ones we are missing out of this is Abby Hall in Storm Rider and Ashton Vincent in Mischief. Otherwise, we're in a field of 9, even spread across the lake. Looks like we've got Bayonet on the inside, and then the Huntsman. Then we'll either have Red Rocket or Red Back. Then we go to Bayonet, and away they go on the outside. Sam Martin and Barracuda from the extreme outside. Look at the acceleration though from the Huntsman and Andrew Speedy and White Lightning. Sam Martin yesterday crowned the national champion for the juniors, so I'm sure he will be one to chase today. Let's see what the first corner holds in stall as Kendall Taken in the Jenny goes up and around the outside, but Andrew Speedy pushes back through. That's Callum Burns there in the Huntsman in the green boat, but it looks like that they will be chasing Sam Martin and Barracuda as they head down the main straight. Then we'll be back to the Huntsman and White Lightning. Look at the cool, calm and collectiveness of Sam Martin there in the number 10 of Barracuda. Rocking and rolling. It's the best place to be out there in the clear water. Then back to the Huntsman, White Lightning, Red Rocket, then Bayonet. Back to the Blue Dragon. Head up the lake, number 66 of the Red Back there. Then the Huntsman and White Lightning. It will be Sam Martin trying to stretch that lead in Barracuda. He takes a little bo peep over the shoulder just to see who's trying to encroach on his lead as he heads around the top of the course. Andrew Speedy in White Lightning looks to have got past the Huntsman. Yeah, he's on the charge now, that's for sure. And it will be the Red Rocket and the Huntsman back for 3rd and 4th. Actually, I correct, that's Red Back. That is up there. Callum Burns in the Huntsman, the green boat, and then Red Back as they head around that good bit of lake that sometimes seems to be where the action happens. Running the short course here. All rocking and rolling. That's the Red Rocket. Did that yesterday, got some good footage of him rocking and rolling at the top of the course and seems to be doing just the same today. And William Stillwell there in the Blue Dragon. Well, we've got one that's stopped there. I think that might be White Lightning. That is Andrew Speedy there in White Lightning. Hopefully he's all good. But Sam Martin now just stretches out Sam Martin and Barracuda stretches out the lead over the Huntsman and Redback of Anthony Elliott. He's looking very, very good, Sam Martin. Look at the challenge coming here from the Blue Dragon. William Stillwell looks across, of course, son of Julian Stillwell, who's in the F1s. Then the Red Rocket will be John O'Elliott. As they come around, they just don't get untidy in the other boats. Crosswatch, there's Simon Morrison there and Bayonet as well. And Train Wreck, Leo Van Krimpen, number 95. It's Simon Blake Morrison, Simon Morrison's son actually. Blake Morrison heads down the back there in Bayonet. And Red Rocket. Caution flag is out of course because of White Lightning, who's right on that turn buoy. The white flag does go up though. Sam Martin will have one to go. Driving extremely well this weekend, this young lad. Sitting there, getting a great ride with nothing but clear water in front of him. As he goes round the south end of the lake. So it will be Sam Martin that leads them down the back on the last lap. Then we go back to Callum Burns in the Huntsman. Good drive from him if he can keep up with just to stay on this nice clear water. Great drive from these juniors. Of course, you know, the entry-level class to racing. And a lot of these young lads and ladies will look to progress through the classes. But it will be Sam Martin that will take the first one out for the juniors as he comes down to the finish line. And a great drive led from the first corner to the winning post. Carries on his success from yesterday, Sam Martin and Barracuda. Then it will be Callum Burns in the Huntsman. And then we go back to Redback. Good drive from Anthony Elliott. On his birthday, they tell me. Anthony Elliott turns 14 today, so well done to him and a big happy birthday. Just got the word in my ear, so well done to him. Anthony Elliott in Redback gets one over his brother. That'll be the best birthday present he could have hoped for, is to beat his brother. And so yeah, well done to, that's the Red Rocket in shot. So number 66 is the one I'm referring to. And so good drive, but Barracuda and Sam Martin, outstanding. He did that all day yesterday and continues on in the success. So we look forward to hopefully seeing them out again, weather permitting of course, but it's good we got through those two, and it looks like we've got the Clubmans in the water for the next one. So sit tight folks. Well, a big thanks to our sponsors of the weekend too, Marsh Sport and the likes. The Marsh Sport Cup of course coming up later on today. Lucas Oils as well, Anglim Oil, another sponsor here, of course Lucas Oils, another big sponsor for us, so we really appreciate the support of those sponsors. As we'll just take a short break and we'll be back with the Clubmans very soon.
Remember when your dad woke you with the sound of the lawnmower? A lot has changed over the years. It's not only the easy starting technology that's improved. In mowers these days, you can almost do anything. It's easy to catch. It's easy to mulch clippings back into the lawn. It's easy to side throw with the Smart Shoot. It's easy to chip with the Chipper Shoot. There's a reason why generations love Mass Fruit.
Yeah, can I have a go on the mower?
It's not just a mower, son. It's a mess.
So welcome back to the action here at Karapiro as the Clubmans are in the water. Looks like we've got, I can see Hamish Haycock in nitro. We've got the Taniwha there, that'll be Danny Tightney in the Taniwha. And then Corey Lowe in the Judge. Tate Burns in the Huntsman, I can see there. Tony Lowe will be in Overload. That'll be Tony just trying to fire some life into the orange boat there, you can see. And on the other side there, it looks like we've got Purple Rain. Actually, oh no, that looks like it might be Corey Lowe that's jumped in Overload. So a driver change there. Not sure who's in the Judge. That may be Tony Lowe and the Judge. They may have swapped over. So we'll just see that. And Blackjack, Jacob Knuth heads out. Of course, picked up the title yesterday in the Clubmans. Hard fought by Danny Tighton. I think this is going to be Brooklyn Tightney that's driving today. Get that confirmed. As they head up the lake, it's Tate Burns there coming back, not happy, or is he just trying to link up with the start boat? Let's see. Looks, yeah, he is just going to stay with the start boat. Number 17, the Judge. And Overload, they're all away. There's so you can see they'll just get into formation. Hamish Haycock there taking a bit of air, number 55 in the Nitro. It doesn't sort of take much to give them some air, these little boats, but they were all, when we were walking around the pits this morning doing a bit of a roll call, they were all very keen to get out on the water, so great to see that there. So they don't take them too deep in the lake up there, and bring them back down the back straight for the start. Great formation, and we'll pick up on who's in pole. Great line up there. And it'll be Alice Morrell there in Purple Rain. I think that's got the pole. Away they go. And the Judge puts the foot down. Takes off. Gets the jump. But look at Tate Burns and the Huntsman in the middle of the pack. And there will be Blackjack as well that's on the charge. So that could be the top three. It certainly leads them down the back. The Huntsman and Tate Burns. Blackjack goes up around the Judge. On the charge for the Huntsman. Let's see what the straight line speed's like. We'll hold their line into that first corner. Brooklyn Tightney out real wide there in the Taniwha. But look at that smooth transition as Jacob Knoof in the Huntsman out in front. Only likes the flat water. Caught up with Jacob yesterday, hasn't raced much. There's been too many regattas down in the South Island, so it's nice to be back in the boat. He's been doing a little bit of orienteering and tramping and stuff, so another passion of his, doing very well. And then back to Tate Burns and the Huntsman. Look at the Taniwha. Brooklyn Titan, he drove very, very well at the last regatta, and it was Danny, her sister, in the boat yesterday, and Brooklyn's jumped in today, so she now is on the charge for the lead, but she'll have to get past Tate Burns and the Huntsman first. We drop back, there's Overload and Purple Rain. Around the top of the course goes Jacob Knoof, and got this sitting very, very nicely in the water. Big stretch out now to the Huntsman. The battle for the minor placings. Tate Burns sitting there nice, but Brooklyn Tightney will have other ideas. The race that seems to be just long enough, a bit like Vicky Hall yesterday in the Iron Maiden. She likes to run them down and then take charge in the last lap. So let's see what the Taniwha has in store as it rounds the bend. Then we go back to the judge. And that's Nitro, Hamish Haycock there. Then back to Overload. Let's get back to the leaders. Jacob Knoof takes a little bo peep over the shoulder to see who's coming for the lead. Sits there nice and stays in some nice water. Still back to the Huntsman and Taniwha. But look at that stretch of lead, folks. Jacob Knoof just coming over the start-finish line now. Back to the Huntsman. Look, it's trimmed up very nice. Drives it round. It must be a battle to get it round the corners as they shoot through the middle of the track on the short course. Back to Hamish Haycock and Nitro as the judge goes up to challenge that position. Blackjack, number 21, still out in front. Nothing but clear water in front. Look at the trees, sets the boat up very, very nicely coming into the corner and then accelerates out down the straight. The white flag goes up. It's one to go for the National Clubman champion. Jacob Knoof picked up that title yesterday. The Huntsman still holds second. And now a little bit of a gap back to Brooklyn Tightney in the Taniwha. Just looks a little bit too relaxed there, Jacob Knoof, and the Clubman takes one hand off the steering wheel and drives it down the back straight through the rest of the field. We go to Nitro. Blackjack heads up. Then the judge, Hamish Haycock there, rounds the judge and Overload. The battle between the lows, side by side as they head down the back straight. Jacob Knoof, though, rounds the top corner and heads down the main straight towards the finish line. And a very, very easy win and a great start to day two for Jacob Knoof in Blackjack. Well done to him. Cool as you like. And then we've got the Huntsman. Great drive too from Tate Burns. And then Brooklyn Tightney in the Taniwha. Tate Burns down from the South Island, of course, the same as Jacob Knoof. The minor placing, so we've got a great drive from Hamish Haycock. Drive for him. And then we go back to the lows. The battle's on. Overload's just going to get it from the judge on the line. Oh, I tell you what. From where I'm sitting, that looks like just about a dead heat. But it's a good tussle between the Lowe family there. Of course, Dad Phil Lowe drives the ModH in New Obsession. So the Lowes are a great family. They've been in a long time. But Jacob Kanoof will be your winner in the Clubmans. Well, welcome back to Lake Karapiro as we see them about to head out for the Marsh Motorsport Trophy. And the first one away will be Kyle Finnecane in Auto Move. And the orange boat there of Summer Wine, Ari Finnecane, and Emma Ward there in Ambush in the yellow boat. And she's got a celebrity passenger on board. She's got Tanya Miles from the Gulf Oils team that's riding shotgun alongside here. So the Marsh Motorsport Trophy about to get underway, and we'd just like to a quick shout out to our sponsors of the weekend while those boats head away. Lucas Oil, Massport, the Waipā Council, Total Transport for bringing us the Junior Series, Petroleum Trust, Pub Charity, Todd McPhee Cranes, and of course Anglim Oil as well. And the shots on the live stream are being brought to us by Moving Media, alongside Glide Media, and of course Shot 360 Photography. Jeremy Ward does a fantastic job behind the lens, and also I've got young Sterling Ward working with me as well. And of course I'm Slim, bringing you the action here lakeside from Karapiro, and fingers crossed and toes and everything else crossed for the weather to hold off so we can get the Massport Cup run and a couple of other races as well. Of course the F1s will be coming up next for their first race of the day. We'll try and get 3 races in for them for their series as we get the Marsh Motorsport linking up with the top of the field. All right, we head down. We've got Ambush that is in pole 1. It looks like Summer Wine in 2, and Auto Move on the outside. And away they go. Oh, it looks all like we've also got Phil Lowe has joined the field as well on the extreme outside. See that will give us the field of 3. So it will be Summer Wine that leads us down the back 4 from the start. Rocking and rolling. You can see the setup of these ModHs as they head down. Summer Wine has got this thing humming. Great shot there of the number 33, Ari Finnecane in Summer Wine. And then Phil Lowe in New Obsession. And that's Ambush, you can hear. Phil Lowe, look at the setup of this. Purchased the boat last year off the Robinson family. It used to be owned by Jared Robinson, who's now racing Speedway. And very, very cool little boat this thing is. It is Summer Wine and Ari Finnecane. It leads just over Phil Lowe in New Obsession. The charge is coming though. Look at them around gives them some clean water and get the run on the straight. We just saw his lovely wife Tony and son Corey out there in the Clubmans, and now Dad Phil out there in his toy. Look at him trying to attack the leader and pick up some speed. Stretches out though, Summer Wine. Ari Finnecane will have other things on his mind than letting Phil Lowe get on his back door, that's for sure. In the bright pink helmet of Ari Finnecane stretches that lead on Phil Rowe just a little bit more. He stretches that lead now, about half a straight on New Obsession and Phil Lowe. Look at him just sitting nicely on the water, just got that trimmed. So it looks like a little, when you compare it to the big hydros, it's like a little midget. And but still sits on the water very, very nicely as they pick up the back marker. Ari Finnecane just goes around Emma Ward in ambush. Heads down the back. And that's auto move. That's Kyle Finnecane. That water certainly has got a lot better than when we arrived at the lake this morning. It was very, very rough, but smoothed out. Very nice for us to bring some racing to you. So the lead still as the white flag goes out. A bit premature there, sorry about that folks. Thought I saw the white flag in a shot, but must have been the top of Rod Venel that I picked up as he walked past the camera. Phil Lowe there. And Summer Wine has a look over the shoulder. He knows Phil Lowe will be there or thereabouts. Whereabouts on the charge is he? Look at the gap closing now between Phil Lowe and Ari Finnecane. Summer Wine's going to have to wind up. Just gets out of the spray of the rooster tail from Summer Wine. Phil Lowe gets in some clear water. I don't know if I'd want to be out there in a boat with no top on it like that. But Phil Lowe, he can't have... look at that, the gap's closing ever so slightly, but he just tends to extend it a wee bit more as they head down the back straight. The challenge certainly coming from this little boat that could. And Phil Lowe, oh, he's put the foot down. He's getting very, very close now. You can pick up the rooster tail from Summer Wine, and Phil Lowe's right on his back door now. He's going to have to nail it, Ari Finnecane, to try and spread that gap a wee bit more. The white flag goes out. Has he left this run till perfect timing as he picks him up on the start-finish line now? Phil Lowe on the outside. He will have the man on the radio in his ear saying, go, 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 as he just gives him a wee bit of room on the corner and drops back a bit. Can he pick him up on the straight? Let's see what happens here. Phil Lowe in the New Obsession gets great straight line speed as they head down the back. Look at him move through the rooster tail of Ari Finnecane. You can see him there. That's Summer Wine around the out the back marker of Auto Move. But where is Phil Lowe as they round the bend? Oh, he's a little bit back now, so he had to get outside around that back marker. Here he comes on the charge now. Phil Lowe and Ari Finnecane. Is he going to hold on? Oh, only just a couple of boat lengths in it. What a great drive from Ari Finnecane and Summer Wine. And Phil Lowe, though, you've got to give him credit. He held on, hasn't been in the boat that long. And Emma Ward in the ambush with Tanya on board as well from the Gulf Oils team. But I'll tell you what, Phil Lowe will have to be impressed. He will be chuffed with that job, and I'm sure the team on shore will be impressed a great drive, but wasn't just good enough to pick up Ari Finnecane. He will be, it's auto move, just completing his last lap, but it will be Ari Finnecane and Summer Wine. Ari Finnecane will be your Marsh Motorsport champion. And a great challenge from Phil Lowe, but wasn't enough. And he will come back at the head of the field. So we are away racing, and Baden Sprosen and Scary shoots out to the lead from the start. That'll be the boys in Assassin to take him on. As they come past us now, there we go, it's Assassin and Jake Burgess. Bok Choy, is Assassin got that sitting up very, very nicely. And you can see there Baden Sprosen and Scary in the yellow going up to challenge as well. Bok Choy on the inside. And then Game Changer is up there as well. Scotty Watson in Bok Choy. Just got to trim it up nicer, keep the front down, and you'll go faster. That's what he's been told. So we don't see. Baden Sprosen and Mark Tightney in Tungaroa there in the white boat goes up around Bok Choy, just scoots around him. And up challenging for the lead now. Baden Sprosen is out after Assassin. As Jake Burgess tries to put the foot down, but Baden Sprosen and Scary is on the charge. Bok Choy on the inside, then Tungaroa, and then Acidic. As they head into that bend, nice line from the team in Assassin, and then Scary cautiously. Bok Choy gets some nice air. And little young Scotty Watson tries to trim it up. God, look at the air he's getting there. Oh, just trim it back and keep it in the water. They head back. But Baden Sprosen is up on the challenge on Assassin. Bok Choy and Tungaroa. Tungaroa will challenge for third, Mark Tightney. But the gap at the lead is closing ever so much. Scary gets a bit of a shower as he comes around the corner, but now gets into some clear water and will try and pick up Assassin as they go across the finish line. Look at Baden Sprosen put the foot down on the outside. Oh, rocks and rolls. Gets a nice bit of a swell there and gets a bit rocky, but manages to maneuver beautifully around the outside of Bok Choy. But it will be Assassin that leads them ahead of Scary. Baden Sprosen there, the single seater. Stretches now out from Bok Choy. And that is the bet. They're on the charge. Look at the gaps you can see closing up there. Assassin cautiously around the corner. Closes up the number 77 of Assassin with Jake Burgess behind the wheel. Gives another shower to Scary, but then puts the foot down. A straight line speed. is impressive. He will have one to go, Jake Burgess in Assassin. Baden Sprosen's going to have one more to try and pick him up. Mark Titany in Tangaroa, the big white boat, just about to come into shot. There, it was in fourth, but that's Scotty Watson and Bok Choy. The gap is increasing though for Assassin. You can see they're stretching out now over Baden Sprosen and Scary. As they head around the top corner. Bok Choy there, Scotty Watson on the charge. But look at Mark Titany in Tangaroa trying to attack Scary. Can he get him in a straight line? He's on the charge, but it looks like it's going to be done and dusted for the boys in Assassin. And I know Mum Annie will be clapping her hands, waving furiously there at the win. Young son Jake there behind the wheel. Great drive from him.